Please be advised that Little Miss Recap contains adult language. Hi everyone, welcome to Little Miss Recap, the podcast where we really want a threesome, but we're calling it polyamory, but we just want to bang around a little bit, but we feel like we have to put a label on it.
Correct. And somehow justify it when really what we're just saying is we just want to bang people. Or we hate our partner, so we're trying to do something to make up for it.
A la Sean and Brittany.
Sean and Brittany, they hate each other so much.
They hate each other almost as much as Brennan and Emily hate each other on MAFs.
Yes.
For Emily.
Yes.
Guys, my name's Amy. I realized I didn't say that last episode. I'm Amy Archer. I'm your host. I'm here with my co-host, Amanda. What are you? The garlic bread in the equation?
I've been the
Italian food.
Your meatball. I've been the sauce to your
You're
meatball.
the sauce. You're the sauce. Yes, you're the sauce. You bring the sauce. Okay.
Yeah. Stephanie's the spaghetti. You're the meatball.
I'm
the
100% the meatball.
Yeah.
With the 6 wisps of hair.
With the 6 wisps of hair. Guys, I don't know if you've ever actually seen Amy. She's gorgeous. She's a beautiful woman.
It's falling apart over here.
Shut up. The way you describe yourself is like you're like something coming out of the primordial ooze on a daily basis.
I'll never forget the other day I was at the grocery store. When I say the other day, I mean like 3 years ago. I was at the grocery store. And there was this little old lady, right? And she was like kind of hunched over and she's pushing the cart completely bald on the back of her head.
Oh,
right.
no.
And she's shaped like a little meatball. And I took a picture and I sent it to Stephanie. I'm like, that's my future. That's me. 10 years.
This is where we're going.
Oi.
You're beautiful. Shut up.
Oh, thank you. You're beautiful. That's why you're the saucy one.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. If you didn't listen to our episode 1 because Amanda gives a brilliant primer, explainer in the beginning of that episode on what all these idiots are doing wrong.
Because they're all doing it all wrong, which is what's making it amazing.
But we love it. We're here for it. It's everything we've ever wanted.
These motherfuckers are so dumb.
The only way this could get better is if like, I don't know, maybe if we did it with Polygamous and Cody Brown was on it, that could be good.
Oh, well, like we said in the last episode, we could get Christine and David here. Let's get Robin and Cody. Dear, imagine putting Robin in the middle of this. What's happening here?
All right, so we're gonna start, and we're going to start with waking up after a night of fun.
Or not, depending on who you are.
But Dylan and Lauren, they're like, oh, we just ate dinner and it was Becca and she was delicious. And we're full.
I have to say though, their sex was hot.
Their sex looked hot,
and graphic.
He is so not like he's
so gross to me.
This of what I look for in a person.
Same.
I'm having a very hard time even imagining him as a sexual being.
I know, he's so gross to me.
I would need Jake Anthony to weigh in on what's going on here.
We need him to use the gift for all these people.
With Dylan specifically, I just feel like it's not much.
I feel like it might not be much either. Because he's trying to make up for it with the
yeah. Yep. He's the Hulk bursting out of the cage like my toy when I was a little kid.
See, I like dorky, pudgy men. I don't like you like toothpick men.
I like little toothpick men. Right. I don't know. It's just a thing.
I like someone with a little
Oh, don't get me wrong. There are many men that I like that have a little on them. I mean, I have a lot on me. Yeah.
I have a lot of meat on me.
But they would have to be a special. You know who? I don't know if I ever told you this. You know who one of the hottest men on earth is to me?
Who?
Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, I know that. You've said that.
He is so fucking hot. When he was running around with Angelina Jolie and he plays guitar, he's in a band.
Well, of course.
And he plays guitar and he's like putting a vial of her blood on his. I'm like, I'm into this.
I find him so scarily revolting. I can't even.
Stephanie does too. She hates him.
Well,
I have
you said once that you and Timmy were could make fun of each other. He'd be like, "Yeah, she's into Billy Bob Thornton." You could be like, "Well, you're into Condoleezza
yes,
Rice."
100%, 100%. There's a
Con
lot of weirdness
Condi and
happening
Billy
over
Bob
here.
Thornton do not have a lot of overlap of anything.
Could you imagine me and Timmy in a polycule with
Condoleezza
Condoleezza
Rice and Billy Bob
Rice?
Thornton. Okay, tender.
Okay, alright. So, Sean, Brittany, and Sanu did a whole lot of talking, like you talked
Mhm.
about on last episode.
Yep,
The
yep, she's gonna make
Sanu
them
is
process this shit, and
she's
they're
a
gonna hate her.
teacher, she's here trying to talk about her feelings. I will tell you, if it was Timmy and I instead of Sean and Brittany, I would be a little, like, slightly annoyed after we kept going on and
Mhm.
going on and going on. Timmy would have 0 tolerance for this.
Timmy would leave. Timmy'd
0.
be like, "I'm going to the bar.
He would grab his suitcase and fly home. No, mm-mm,
We're not processing
no,
everything we do all the
no.
time."
So Ken says he has woken up with a lot of regret. I've woken up with a lot of regrets in my life. You know what I mean? Wink, wink. But last night was not one of them.
No.
Now we have a music shift. Dun, dun, dun. And we go to the gays room. And
Right.
Ramen is like, they're just not doing well. It's
No.
a real cold, tense situation the next morning.
Ramen is
Uh,
coming apart at the seams.
Ramen is like when you open ramen noodles and the noodles just break apart from the brick.
That's what's
That's what's
happening to him.
happening. Yes.
He he is those little bit of noodles at the bottom of the package. He's
Yes.
not okay, Amy. He's not okay.
He is so gorgeous though. Like he is such a cutie patootie. He
They
really
both are such
is.
cutie patooties, but,
S-
oh, he's not okay.
So Ashmal says we were going with the flow and the flow was flowing.
Mhm.
And now
Mhm.
Ashmal shows Timmy just walked in. It's so ridiculous to be talking about this in front of
It's the reason I closed the door. The only
him.
person who ever sees me do this is,
Timmy, how
Leo.
dare you besmirch my serious journalism and work over here?
Come on, Timmy. Get it together, man.
So Ashmal shows us he has a hickey and Ramen does not.
Uh-huh.
And Ramen doesn't seem to get the joke because they're
Right.
calling it like a mosquito bite. Ramen's like, oh yeah, I have like 3 on my arm.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like,
dude,
"No,
dude.
that's not what I'm talking about."
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Becca tells us something is off with her and Dylan.
Yeah.
He's very focused on sex and feels like he needs to be macho and manly. And I feel the opposite about Lauren. Like our bond is growing. Now, I will say this. Becca talks a little bit later about this, but I think Dylan is triggering something in her
I think so
because
too.
she says he reminds her of her ex, and I think
Mhm.
that is
That's
because
not good.
I mean I agree with what she's saying,
Yeah.
but I think she's really triggered
She's
on many
projecting a little
levels
bit.
by him. Yeah,
But I also think he's just in this to bang hot chicks, and she knows it.
she knows it 100% because Becca has had experience with ethical non-monogamy. She
Mhm.
knows the
What this looks
score.
like. Yeah.
Yeah. Barbie and Ken admit, like, this is different for us. Barbie seems to be struggling with it, like we talked about more than Ken.
Mhm.
He's
Barbie
like,
doesn't wanna be here.
he's like,
Barbie wants to go
babe,
home now.
babe, I know this is tough, but you'll be rewarded if you keep an open mind. I don't know why he's Southern in the way that I do him because I think
I
he's 100%. You know what? He wants us to think he's from like Greenpoint, but
Yeah.
he is from like Illinois
Oh,
and
yeah,
not Chicago.
he's not
He's,
nearly as interesting as he
yeah.
would like you to think he is.
Yes, he's from Davenport, Iowa, I bet.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
someplace just totally normal.
yeah, yeah, just regular town,
Okay.
doing
So
regular town things.
Sean is really struggling, and he said he was really anxious last night, and he doesn't understand, Amanda, how sex works with 3 people. Like, what's going on? If I'm banging you, what's that other person doing?
Mhm.
And Brittany's kinda like, really? You need me to explain all of this to you?"
Oh my god, these people are so dumb.
And he's like, "Do we go back and forth?" And Sean says, "Both of these women have had experience with this and I haven't." And I'm like, "Bingo. That's where your
Mhm.
insecurity is coming from."
Yep.
Okay. Now we have relationship session number 2. This
Oh
gets
boy.
fucking interesting. Oh my god, this is glorious. Okay, so what they're doing here is they take the throuple. One person sits in what they call the hot seat where they just have to watch and the other 2 have to do things to each other. And they all come up with the safe word and they can yell the safe word at any moment.
This is fucked, Amy. This is so fucked up.
I'm here
Like,
for it.
oh, I'm completely here to watch it, but from a legit healthy relationship building exercise,
Are you
this ain't it.
questioning Dr. Shamira?
I am absolutely questioning Shamira Shmarmore. This is not okay.
You know
But
what?
keep
This is
going,
probably one
but
of the
keep going,
exercises
please.
Shamar Moore came up with.
Next
So
week we get the Shamira exercise where it's actually about feelings and learning
yes.
about things. This is the sex exercise, which is Shamar Moore. Okay, makes sense. Oh my god, wouldn't
So
it be great if he just like pops out of the bush?
did you watch Young and the Restless when he was on that? Oh, I did. He was Malcolm Winters, Neil's
Amy,
brother.
when Christine said she's into Shamar Moore, I had no fucking clue who this guy was. I had to look him up, never heard of him.
Oh, he was a big thing
He's
on Young
hot.
and
Oh,
Restless. He was a big thing.
he
See,
is
here's what
fucking hot.
happened. Neil
Okay.
and Drusilla were together.
Okay.
Neil Winters and Drusilla, okay, they were together. And then
Sure.
Malcolm, Neil's brother, shows up in town.
Oh, hey, that
Okay.
happens.
Now Drusilla at some point is all in an altered state, either drunk, on pills, something happens. She and Malcolm sleep together. And then there's
Oh.
this whole like gray area, like, did she give her consent? Did she not? It caused a rift between the Winter brothers. It's a
Oh,
whole thing.
no.
It's
It
a
does
whole thing.
sound like a
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yep.
Is this Drusilla similar to Drusilla on Buffy?
I never watched Buffy.
What? How you
I
of
mean,
all
I think I
people
saw 1 or 2 episodes, but
Amy,
no,
Amy.
no, I didn't. I
Oh, I
know.
think
It's
you would
sad.
love Buffy. It's like strong women characters.
I know. I
You'd be
know.
so
And I
into it.
like it
There's
Sarah Michelle
witchcraft.
Gellar, right? I like her.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
witchcraft, there's lesbians, there's
Yeah.
demons. It's great.
I'm not into demons.
I'm not into demons normally either,
Not
but it's
into
great.
demons.
I'm
Hot
into
take.
demons.
I'm not into demons.
I'm into Billy Bob Thornton, not demons.
Yes, yes,
I'm not into
yes.
demons either.
Although, do you remember that movie with Al Pacino where he played the devil and Keanu Reeves was the lawyer?
I love that movie because it is so terrible.
It's so terrible, and Al
It's
Pacino was
so
so
terrible.
hot as a demon in that
Yes,
movie.
he was. He was incredibly hot as a
He was a
demon.
oldie in that movie.
And, Charlize Theron
Yes.
is the wife that goes
Yeah, what was that
cuckoo Magoo.
called?
Oh,
I gotta look it up.
yeah, I love that movie. Like, that's one of those movies that every time it comes on, I have to stop and watch it.
It's
And
like
as I'm watching it, yeah,
Devil's
I'm like,
Advocate.
devil's advocate. I'm like, this movie is objectively
Horrible,
terrible.
horrible. Well, it has Keanu Reeves in it, who is a wonderful, amazing human.
Human and a terrible actor.
Yeah, not a great actor.
Not
Oh,
a great
people are gonna
actor.
come for us. We gotta be careful.
That's
Keanu
okay.
Reeves, we love you. No, we really do love you,
Oh, I think
but,
he's a great person. I just don't think he could act his way out of a wet paper bag if his life depended on it.
he has to stick to John Wick. Just stay
Yeah.
there in your lane. Yeah.
There's certain people that can only do one thing. He's a one thing
Yes.
guy.
Yes, he is. Okay, back to this shit show. All right, so they're getting ready to do this. Now, Ramen is already mad. Already mad.
Ramen woke up mad.
He just woke up pissed off. Round 1 is verbal, so there's some dirty talking. Now, Sanu tries to seduce Sean, and it does not go well.
No, mm-mm.
She's like, "Oh my god, your body is so hot, it makes me, what's the word? Moist." And the music goes, "Wah, wah." And I wrote his boner dies.
Never use the M word to try to turn
No.
someone on. No.
Ken does this little body flip, and he's flipping around, and he's staring at
He's
what's
like
her
a
name,
fish out of
Denise,
water. Like, what is happening
and
on
he's like,
his
"Hey, baby,
face?
talk to me dirty, yeah." And Jonathan and Ashmel are getting into it, and Ramen is like, "Oh, well, Ashmel's really easy to please, so I'm not
Yeah,
surprised that he was
right.
turned on by this."
Basically, it's like Ashmel will fuck and suck anything. So
It's pretty bad.
it's bad.
Ashmel
He's
ends
not
up
okay.
using the safe word because he's like,
Once they get into the touch one.
I
Yeah.
can feel the
He
energy
knows his
shift." Right.
partner's not
Nobody uses
okay.
it in the first round. Right.
Yeah.
Nobody uses it in the first round.
He can tell his partner is not okay, even with a
Right.
blindfold on.
Right. So round 2 is touching. So Becca and Lauren are just like getting it on. And
Yes.
Dum Dum is just staring at them like, "Oh, this is so hot. I have goosebumps. Let me go to the gym."
Talk
So
about chakras.
Ken So Ken, now if you hear me use the term popping a shirt off, that is from It's Always Sunny. I know you have not
Okay.
watched it,
I've not
but
watched it.
Dennis Reynolds is always like, I'm gonna just pop this shirt off. So I use that all the time.
Okay.
So Ken is popping his shirt off,
Yeah.
and we could see Barbie squirming. Now I want to talk about Ken for 1 second.
Okay, I need to say something about Ken as well. Go ahead, you
Yes.
first.
Ken has back acne.
That's what I was gonna say. If you're on the show, you need to have dealt with that before you get here.
Which again, not a choice.
No,
However, we
there are
don't need to keep seeing it real close up.
I feel like if you're going on a show where the premise is you're going to fuck hot people on this hot island in Panama, maybe like I don't know, Stephanie would know what to put on this. You and I
Yeah.
don't know what to put on things, but Stephanie would know what to put on this. There are products that could help with this
Oh, sea
situation.
breeze. Sea
Sea
breeze.
breeze. There's just sea breeze back. Oh, you know what we should get? You know, like those little tiny foam rollers to like paint like cabinets and stuff.
Yes,
That's what
yes.
we need. A foam roller up and down Ken's back of sea breeze. It'll fix it.
I
That
mean,
shit fixed everything.
I just don't need to see it up close
No,
all
I
the
don't
time.
either. When they did the close up on it, I was like, "Oh,
And
wow."
you know what it does for me too? It makes him look 17.
It does.
Yeah,
It
because
does.
it's like a teenager back,
It
right? Like
is.
a
It looks like a
who
teenager
amongst us?
back.
It's a teenager pimple situation.
Yeah. I mean, my body is like fucked me 17 ways to Sunday,
There you go.
but my skin has always been on point. So,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
So Barbie uses her safe word right away.
Mhm.
And she says, Ken has crossed so many boundaries in the past that this was really upsetting.
She doesn't want to do this, Amy. She wants nothing to do
Jonathan
with
is
this.
practically jerking Ashmel off through his shorts.
I
It is
know.
wild. Here's another part of this. Everybody's watching.
Yes, it's all 4 couples, like, on a patio, and we've just got 4 chairs, and Shamar Moore is always under an umbrella, God bless her,
Yes,
keep the sun off your
yes,
face, go for it,
yes.
girl. You keep yourself looking young and pretty, but they're all fucking watching this, and Jonathan is like he has his hands up on his shorts. Like, I was waiting for his hands to, like, go through the legs of his
Oh,
shorts and come out the waistband, like, "Wee!"
it's brilliant. It's brilliant. And Ramen is just sitting there like he wants to burn the entire resort to the ground. He is like, so Ashmal uses the safe word and he's like, and I thought this was really good because he's like,
I
I
did
could
too.
feel Ramen's energy.
And that's
So,
important to me.
host dude, what's his name?
Scott Evans.
Scott Evans.
I wanna say
Scott
Bob Evans,
says,
that's not right.
no, that's different. Scott says, did you use the safe word because of your experience or your partner's experience? And Ashmal, like, rightly says, my partner's experience is part of my experience.
Yes.
Yes. And I was like, these
This
gays
is where
know what
okay.
they're doing. I love them.
Well, at least
Ramen noodles.
at least Ashbal knows what he's doing. Like, if this is
Ashmal,
going
yeah.
to work, everyone has to be happy, and he could tell his partner wasn't happy, so he had to stop.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, Dan Savage talks a lot about, like I'm a big Dan Savage
I
devotee, which is
love
where I
Dan
learn
Savage.
a lot of this shit from, but
Mhm.
his whole thing is, like, if you're having a threesome, first of all, it is going to happen throughout the experience that someone is not included, and you have to be
Yes.
prepared for that.
Yes.
Also, you all have to have come into this going, "This is okay, this is not okay."
Yes.
Like, there are couples, he talks about this a lot, and I've read about this shit, and I've talked to people about this shit and all this stuff. I'm the nosiest bitch when it comes to sex possible. Um, like, couples like, let's say a couple's having a threesome, like you and Timmy are having your threesome
With Billy Bob Thornton.
with
Okay,
Billy
go
Bob
ahead.
Thornton. Um, Timmy may have decided or said to you, "You know what? I'm okay with this threesome. I'd really rather you 2 not kiss, or I'd rather you
Mhm.
2 not
Mhm.
do X, Y, or Z.
Like
I'd
Pretty
rather us."
Woman, don't kiss on the lips.
Right.
Don't kiss on
"I'd
the mouth.
rather us keep this for us."
Mhm. Yeah, which is
That's
fine.
fine. You
Fine.
just have to be real clear about that.
N
So all of a sudden, if the 3rd person's making out with you and then it turns into a fight, they're not like,
You
what
know what
happened?"
annoys me too? What
What?
annoys me is, like, Dylan, for example. Hulk.
Yes.
Do you really think he would be all like, "Wow, I'm so open to this and this is wonderful," if some other dude was
No.
banging
Nope.
his wife? No. This is all
No.
about,
Him
the
fucking multiple women.
objectification of women making out and yeah. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. He's
Okay.
gross. He's
He's
so
gross.
gross.
So, they now it's round 3 is kissing, and they don't
Mhm.
even start, and Barbie's like, "I'm out.
I'm out. Nope.
I'm out." Ken says, "Anytime I fucked up, it starts with me kissing." Okay. I
Well,
don't
then
know
stop
what that voice is.
fucking up.
Maybe it's Matthew McConaughey-esque? I don't know
I
what's
don't know,
happening.
but well, stop fucking up then, Ken, because 'cause you're a
Mhm.
douchebag.
Sean says, "I wasn't into it. Like, I was just kind of like a friend vibe with Sanu. I don't know what was happening."
Uh-huh, because she wants
Jonathan
to talk about it, because she's actually polyamorous, that's why.
Jonathan and Ashmel are making out, and Ashmel stops it, and Raman's like, "Well, why did he wait so long? Why did he wait till
Yes.
the end there?" And Jonathan used tongue, and when I kissed him this morning, there was no tongue.
Well, maybe you hadn't brushed your teeth yet.
Yeah, trouble is brewing in this situation.
I'm worried about them, and I feel so bad for Jonathan, because Jonathan's just like, I think I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing here, and these
Yeah.
2 people are n falling apart at the seams."
Jonathan is a victim in all of this.
He's absolutely a victim of all of this.
I'm being hyperbolic, obviously, he's not a
Not a
victim,
victim,
he
he's having
has
fun, he's
given his
banging 2 hot
consent,
men.
right.
He's fine, but
S
he is absolutely the emotional, like, punching bag of this situation, and anything
100%.
that here's what's gonna happen with these 2. Anything that, these 2 men are not happy about, they are going to blame on whoever the 3rd one is. That
Yes,
3rd one is going to be the emotional punching bag of this.
agreed,
Neither of them will accept responsibility for their own actions.
agreed.
They're just gonna focus it all on this person.
Right, because right now we're like, "Oh, Ashmel's being so
Mhm.
mature and emotionally but if
Let's wait
things were
till
the
I'm
opposite,
I'm
yes.
waiting for the
Yeah,
table to
the
turn,
flip, mhm,
and it'll happen, and he'll fall apart too.
agreed. So in the end, Denise, Barbie, and Ken get a private dinner because they use the safe word so much.
Right.
And at the dinner, Ken sits down and he's like, "Let me try pepper," and he almost chokes. And I was here for this.
So dumb.
So Denise tells Barbie, well, first he says
Denise
something
with a
like,
Y tells
let me see if
Barbie.
I can remember this. He says something like, all we had to do was make Barbie cry to get this dinner. Like he says something real dickish.
He's such an asshole.
He is a total dickbag.
He does not the
He's the
thing is,
poor
I think
man's Tom Selleck.
yes. Yes, circa Magnum PI, yes. With the Hawaiian shirts and the bad
Yep.
mustache.
Yep. Amy just names men from the 70s who have bad mustaches,
It's
which it
fine.
was almost everybody.
Which is almost everybody. I don't think that Ken hates Barbie.
I don't
I don't think
either.
it's that
But
situation.
he infantilizes her a little
Oh,
bit.
he
Like
absolutely
yeah.
thinks she is an emotional cripple that he is
Yes.
going to have to hob
Yes.
through this whole thing so
Yes.
he can get laid.
But he has also set up the dynamic to create that situation.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Like he is
these 2
also
are in a
creating the situation, but also like holding it against her that the situation is what it is.
these
Yeah.
2 are in, like, a bad, like,
It's not good.
spiral. It's
It's not
not
good.
good, and I
Mm-mm.
feel, again, bad for anyone they're gonna hook up
It's
with.
not gonna go good.
Didn't go good.
So
Darcy would oh my god, can we get Darcy in on this? Send Darcy to
oh,
couple to throuple.
Jesus Christ. So everyone else has a big dinner, and guess who's there? The singles, the
Of
other
course.
singles that they didn't choose. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I have some notes from the dinner, some highlights.
Tell me. Talk to me.
Jonathan asks Ramen, "Are you okay, dude?" And Ramen's like, "I'm fine." Jonathan's like, "No,
Great.
really, I'm picking up on a vibe here, dude. Are you okay?"
He's
"I'm fine."
I'm fine. This feels like me, circa 1986 when my response to everything was, "Fine.
Yes. Yes.
Fine." There was,
Yes.
like, a 2-year period where I was not allowed to use the word "fine" in our home
This is like
because everything
when
was "fine."
this is like when I say to my daughters, "Can you please just put your laundry in a pile so I can do it for you?"
Mhm.
"Fine."
Fine. O
Yes.
okay.
So Lauren and Dylan are hitting it off with Mia, and Mia's like, "I could see the 3 of us going to festivals, and we're going to Joshua Tree, and we're going to Burning Man, and we're doing this and that." And they're like, oh yeah, baby, yeah."
I
And
don't think Dylan's doing well at Burning Man, I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't think
and
he's gonna be okay on the playa, I just
Becca's
don't.
Becca's like, hello, I'm over
"Hi,
here."
I'm your 3rd right now,
Mhm.
you haven't put me back on the shelf yet, I'm still involved."
You didn't return me the store yet. Then Becca tells the camera, Dylan is not here for the right reasons. He
Mhm.
wants 2 hot women on his arm, and that's it. And it's not cute and it's not sexy. It's gross.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yep.
Becca for the
Yep.
win. Becca. Um,
Becca.
Becca. By the way, I am more into the Maths Becca
Mm.
than this Becca.
Yeah, Maths Becca's really cute.
Todd and I both have a crush on Maths
Yeah,
Becca.
she's
When we got to
adorable.
see a little side boob of Maths Becca, we
She
were
has
like,
great boobs. Mhm.
she's got great
Anytime I
boobs.
see boobs that are above the belly button, I'm like, "Wow, they
I'm
have
like,
great boobs."
wow, wow. It's amazing what youth and not being fat will do for you.
They still
Wow.
make bodies like that? So, someone asked Sanu how it was getting to know Brittany and Sean, and Brittany chimes in is like, "Oh, we just picked someone randomly. Like, we just literally drew a name out of a hat. Like, we didn't put
Well,
any thought into this."
that's gonna make the third person feel really valued.
Sanu's like, "I'm literally sitting there trying not to burn this place down."
They are
Oh,
again, they're not gonna wanna but, process anything with Sanu,
no.
but Sanu's like, "You motherfuckers are insane. What am I doing here with you? Please return me back to the store.
So
Can
they
I
talk.
get returned now? Can I just not have to
Can I
do
return
anything?
myself? Let me get in the car, drive
Give me
myself back to KB
self-return."
Toys. So they talk about the therapy session now, and Ashmel kind of airs out what happened with them, and
Mhm.
Ramen is pissed.
Yeah.
He's like, "Ugh." And Jonathan is like, you can feel the tension here. Like, this is super uncomfortable.
Right.
Ashmel gets up and leaves, and Ramen follows, and they head off to this little private area. And Ashmel's like, dude, what the fuck is going on?
Right. "What the hell's your problem, dude?"
And Ramen's like, you knew I was upset. You didn't do anything to fix it. Like, it's all circular fighting.
Mhm. Mhm.
And Ashmal just gets up and leaves. He's like, I need some alone time. Very different vibe in that room tonight than last night when they were all like
Correct. And there's
consenting and making
Jonathan,
out.
like, sleeping on the edge of the bed, like, "Why am I having to be here? Can I go home now, please?
Mm.
Last night I got banged, but tonight I'm in the middle of a couple coming undone, and I just wanna go home. Where's my mommy?"
Now everyone is kind of in bed, and Dylan and Becca are like, wow, or Dylan and Lauren, I'm sorry, are like, wow, we really do like Mia. Like, Mia's hot, hot.
Right.
And Becca, we don't know where she is. Things are.
Maybe Becca's getting the other side of her tattooed. We forgot to mention the fact that Becca only has a nipple pierced on one side and
Yeah,
is
because
only
that's her
tattooed on one
good
side.
side.
That's her
Because
good
that's
side
her
or her
good
bad
side.
side.
Mhm.
Also, Brittany with no Y, she has both of her nipples pierced, and they are right out when she's in that yellow
Right out,
top.
right out, right out.
We were watching Todd's like, "Nipples, nipples, nipple
Nipples, nipple.
nipple alert."
This is just like, this is so wild, and I love it so much.
Dude, this is like one click down from softcore porn. Like, just one click down.
This
This
is
is
what you
one
were
click down from
desperately searching
Skinamax.
for on Cinemax on Thursday nights when you were a kid.
This wasn't Friday or Saturday
No.
when we got the plumber going to
Oh,
plumb
no.
somebody. This is like the prelude, the preamble to the good
So
porn.
in Sean and Brittany's room, Sanu is like, did you like Darian more than me? We need to talk about it. Blah, blah, blah. And Sean is like, don't go too deep into your head. You're overthinking this. And Sanu says, that sounds like advice, Sean. And advice isn't supportive for me when I'm sharing from the lower part of myself. I would have got up and left the room. I'm not going to lie.
Sanu is operating on an entirely different plane than these people.
Sanu's doing the most, but no,
I
no.
understand how it would get annoying. I
Mm-mm,
completely
mm-mm,
understand how it would get annoying,
mm-mm.
but I am loving the fact that she keeps trying to, like, make them be accountable for their behavior, and they're like, "What? Feelings? I don't
Yeah,
wanna talk about
yeah.
feelings."
So the next morning they're at breakfast and Jonathan goes by himself and he's like, guys, this
God,
is
this
real
is
bad.
bad.
I'm in a real bad situation.
These people hate
I
each
need to
other
be
right
life flighted out of here. Like, I need a medevac. And Ashmel and Rahman are talking.
now. Right.
Raman says, being vulnerable and apologizing isn't easy for me. And I'm like, ugh,
Oh, then this is
that's
not
not
the
good.
relationship model for you, my friend.
And Jonathan says, if this is how it's going to be, I'm not into it.
No.
Not into it.
Who the hell would be into it? This is a nightmare.
Now, Sanu says she wishes that she was not Sean and Brittany's first choice.
Mhm.
because she feels like she is an experiment and that it is dehumanizing and that she's an object. And I'm like, you're naming it exactly. This is
You are
exact. You got
this is
nailed it.
this is exactly what's happening to you, and this is exactly what's happening to Becca.
Yes. But
By
Brittany,
by Dylan, not so much by Lauren, but definitely by Dylan.
but Brittany gets up and storms off. And Sean is
Uh-huh.
like, oh, once I heard this, I knew Brittany was done. Brittany is
Right.
done. Now Ashmel starts to cry and tries to brilliant Ashmel. He tries to get through to Ramon this way. And
Right.
it works. He's
Yes.
like, "You know what? I'm done. I'm just gonna start sobbing." So
Yeah,
he
I
starts
don't know
having
what
like
else
a
to
break.
pull out at this point. I'm running out of things in my tool bag to try to get to this guy. I'm going to the tears now.
So
Yeah,
he starts breaking down, and guess what, Amanda? It
it
works, and
works.
Ramon immediately apologizes.
Who amongst us hasn't gone to the tears to try to get through to somebody?
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. Later, people are by the pool, and Denise calls Barbie. She calls Barbie and Ken Barbie and Ken. Did you hear
Mhm.
that?
I
I
did.
was like, "Ugh," because I had called them that immediately when I saw it.
Right. Yeah, guys, she, like, texts me a screenshot of the 2 of them before I even started working. She's like, "Just watching." She's like, "Just so you know, this is Barbie and Ken." I'm like, "Okay,
100%.
good to know."
But do she can. Do she
Do
can.
she Ken, not
Yeah.
good Ken. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. So she's like, Sean and Brittany are there, and Sanu wanders over and's like, I don't have time for this game and this bullshit, these games and this bullshit. Let's talk. I'll be over here if you're looking for me. And neither one of them go anywhere.
No,
Now,
they don't want
I don't
anything to
know
do
if
with
you
her.
noticed this, but Denise was by the pool, as were Barbie and Ken. Okay.
Yeah.
When Sanu comes over and is like, we need to talk, blah, blah, blah. Barbie and Ken know to get up and leave. They're like, oh, we're out of here. Uh, Janice is like, "Oh?" And, like,
Oh!
really leans in and wants to hear what's going on. Denise is a backdoor friend.
Denise is me, and I am Denise. I am
Yep,
like, "I'm just gonna sit here and pretend like I'm putting on my suntan lotion because 'cause
yep,
we're in the
yep.
Panamanian sun, but my ear is right on whatever the fuck's happening over here because this is good."
She is 100% a backdoor friend. She is doing all the Lord's work, eavesdropping.
Love her.
Yes, yep.
Love her. Oh my god,
So
I would love to interview some of these people and be like, "Tell us
nope,
what happened behind the
nope.
scenes." No, no, I know we're not actually interviewing. We don't talk to people. But I would like to find out all
Yes.
the if this is how messy it is and what we're seeing,
Oh
what the
my
hell is happening
god.
behind the scenes?
Oh, you know what we need? A reunion.
Yeah, this needs a
Oh, like
reunion.
a tell-all. Oh.
This this
So
needs a tell all, and I need to know if any of these couples are still together because 'cause I'm not sure any of them are gonna make it out of this.
Brittany turns to Sean after Sanu walks off, and she's like, "We're getting rid of her. We're
We're
returning
done
her
with
to the
her.
store. Yeah, she's
Right.
going back to Macy's."
Yeah.
So Barbie and Denise are massaging Ken again on the
The
back,
back knee.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
And she's telling her that all the boundaries. Barbie's telling Denise that all the boundaries they have in place are for her.
Yep. She's the
No,
problem, it's her.
yeah, but you're not. Yes, right. No, they're
No.
because of him,
They're
not
because of
for
his poor
you.
behavior. Right.
Yes. So
And the thing is they're
she's
not having boundaries. So, can we have a real quick, explainer moment?
yes, yes, go.
Let's talk about boundaries versus rules, because they're 2 very different things. And this applies not in polyamory, this applies everywhere in your life.
Okay.
Boundaries are only about how you will respond to something. So, I
Okay.
could say to you, Amy, let's say you and I are a couple.
Ooh,
Say we're
okay.
in our sister wives couple.
Okay.
And I have a boundary where I say, like, if you hook up with somebody and don't tell me about it, I'm going to leave.
Okay.
That
That's
is
your
not
boundary.
that is my boundary. I am only saying if you behave in this way, I'm out. I'm not
Right.
saying what you can or can't do. I'm not
Right.
controlling your behavior, but just
Right.
know this is what will happen. A rule, though, however, saying is you don't do it and you don't do it and you don't do it. Boundaries are the thing that you can control. Rules are just trying to like rules in life general are just trying to control situations.
Mhm. Mhm.
Boundaries are just saying like this is what's okay for me and this is what's not okay for me
Right, and somebody either respects your boundaries or they
or
don't.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
that
then
makes
you make your
sense.
choice of how you wanna behave. Where people in general and I spent a lot of time trying to work on my boundaries because I had none because 'cause I'm a people
Mhm.
pleaser.
Same,
It's
same,
me.
girl.
I
Same,
had no
same.
boundaries. There was a period of my life you could get me to do fucking anything.
Janet and I have talked about this at length. Like,
Yeah.
I remember the first day I went into therapy, which was about 6 years ago now, and I just said to her, I'm a weak person. I give
Mhm.
in. I have no like I was And we talked about this not too long ago, and she was like, "I can't even believe how far you've come from that person." But
Mhm.
it took years of work.
Same. Same
I'm
thing.
I'm a people pleaser as well. I'm the peacemaker. We're both Enneagram 9s.
Yep.
It's yeah.
I want
Yeah.
calm and peace in my life and in my
Yep.
relationships, and if that
And
means
I'll
I need to turn myself into a pretzel to keep it that way,
yep.
great.
I'll
I
do
don't do
anything
that
even to my own
near
detriment
same.
to keep peace.
Not
Yes.
nearly as much anymore. It's an ongoing
Yeah.
practice and work for
I'm
me.
getting better, but it's
Mhm.
still present.
It
I
is
know it
all the time.
is. Yeah,
All the time.
100%.
Yeah.
So, thank you for that explainer. That makes a lot of sense. I appreciate that. The more you
Yeah.
know. Dun,
So,
dun,
these 2
dun.
don't have boundaries, they have rules.
They have rules. Okay. So she says, I'm the problem. Like, Ken doesn't get mad. And I wrote, of course he doesn't.
'Cause he's
But
getting
bring
everything he
another guy
wants.
into the thruple and let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
let's flip these tables on Ken, and Ken is
Right.
not gonna like it one bit.
No,
Ken
no.
wants to bang other girls, and Ken wants to watch you bang a girl. That's what Ken
Yes.
wants.
Yes. So she says they brought a girl over one time and they were talking and trying to set the mood and everything was fine.
I'm sorry.
She left the room to go to the bathroom from what I hear. And she says she came back and they were making out, Ken and the
Right.
girl. She said it almost felt like they needed her to leave the room before they could do anything. Barbie's in crisis.
Barbie is Barbie is seconds away from a full-on meltdown, breakdown. She's
Barbie
not
needs to
okay.
get rid of this douchebag.
Barbie need Barbie needs to go on a journey. Barbie needs step 1 for Barbie is to dump this
Barbie needs to
motherfucker.
get in her car with the Indigo Girls Closer to Fine playing behind
Yes.
her, and she needs to pick up
Drive
Skipper
off.
and Weird Barbie and go on a
Yes.
road trip.
So Barbie step 1 is Barbie needs to dump this motherfucker.
Mhm.
Step 2 is Barbie needs to get herself to an Ulta or a Sephora and get a better color of foundation because that
Yes.
yellow ain't it.
Yes.
Step 3, maybe also going to a better hairdresser so her hair isn't quite so yellowed because it's been
Mm,
dyed badly.
okay.
Step 4 is get to a therapist.
Yes, I agree with this.
These are the steps that Barbie needs to take and Barbie needs to be single for a while. Barbie needs to figure out who the hell Barbie is.
Speaking of Weird Barbie, you know how when you
Yes.
sign into Max, you get a little icon for your
Yes.
user profile?
Yes.
So I made Jenny's Bert from Bert and Ernie, and I felt that
Cool.
was really, real. She has real Bert energy. I
Mhm,
felt that
mhm.
that was really, and
It works.
mine was, I think it was Daenerys Targaryen. Okay,
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
so I log in yesterday, and this bitch has, I mean, she's paying for it, so I shouldn't complain. And yes, I'm admitting I use it too. Um, I log in, and this bitch has made me Che Diaz,
Oh my god.
who is one of
Oh.
the most hated characters in my
TV life
total
of late.
TV life. Yes,
Hold
thank you.
on.
I couldn't even speak there. I was so mad. Um, so Che Diaz was me, and guess she put Weird Barbie for herself, and I was like, that kind of works. That
It
kind of
kinda does
works.
work. It kinda
Hmm.
does work. So, ours I am Josh Lyman from The West Wing.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Hmm.
Yes. Todd is, I had to look up his actual name, Michael Imperioli.
Imperioli from The
Christopher from
Sopranos.
Sopranos,
Yeah.
that's his. So every time it comes up, we both giggle because 'cause we're like, "These are ridiculous," but it
Did
brings
you
us
watch
joy.
The Sopranos?
On and off. I never watched the whole thing. I
Loved
dipped
it.
in and
Loved it.
out.
Timmy's never
We
watched an episode, and I'm always trying to get him to.
we here's funny. So when I was back being my road warrior self and on airplanes all the freaking time, and
Hmm.
back when computers had DVD players on them,
Ooh, okay.
we had the, DVDs for The Sopranos. So I was on a flight and I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna start trying to get caught up on this show." Put it in, and literally the first scene is naked ladies in the
Yeah.
strip club,
Yeah. The
and I'm
bada
like,
bing. Hmm.
This is not airport watching. This is not
Yes,
airplane
yes,
watching. This is not
yes,
airplane appropriate.
yes.
Have you ever seen someone watch porn on an airplane?
No,
I have.
really? That's awkward.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's awkward because, like, are they
I
masturbating?
I well, according to Ace now, we know apparently men masturbate in airplane bathrooms all the time.
Apparently,
Apparently.
apparently. Okay.
I have done a mini poll of some of the men in my life. Apparently, the answer to that is no. Never happened.
Timmy never even goes to the Timmy is a camel. He has the bladder of a camel.
Yeah,
He
I
will
do
drink,
too.
drink, 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 and he'll go pee maybe once every 15 hours.
Wow.
Where I go like 15 times in 1 hour. So,
Well,
Timmy has
yeah.
never even gone into an airplane bathroom probably.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, back to this shit show.
That was a detour.
So Ken says, "I'm glad you were able to forgive me for fucking up." And I just wrote, this guy's constantly popping his shirt off and has terrible back acne, and we don't
No,
need to see it.
please keep your shirt on. Plus, you are so damn pale, and this is the Panamanian sun. I'm worried that these people are not using enough sunscreen, Amy.
Oh, they're definitely not.
Oh,
100%.
because you can actually see at one point
He
Ken
is
does have a
sunburned.
burn
Yes.
where
Yep.
his shirt came in. Yeah, he's
Which,
not wearing enough sunscreen. I'm worried about him.
there's a white party mixer that night, and Ken's rocking little Sean Lennon glasses
I knew
and
this would send
like
you
a
over the
half
edge.
shirt. Mhm.
I knew this would send you over the edge.
So when they're getting ready, Ramen comes over and apologizes to Jonathan, and that goes
Mhm.
okay. Scott comes in and tells them about these necklaces. Okay. So they are to give these necklaces to who their second choice was. Like, this is
Uh-huh.
so
Gross.
dehumanizing.
So dehumanizing, but I'm here for it.
Ugh,
I'm just
me
glad it's not
too.
happening to me.
This show. God damn it. So Dylan and Lauren are ready to again eat Mia, Mia.
Yeah.
Mia. They're like, "Rah, rah, rah," you know.
Yeah.
They take her to a private room and he's like, I got goosebumps. Oh yeah. Ugh. This whole
My chakras and Joshua tree, and I
my chakras in Joshua Tree. My Joshua Tree needs a little attention.
his Joshua tree does need some attention.
So Becca's like, oh God, this is she's like, okay, Mia, go. Do you
Do
take them.
what you're gonna do.
Whatever.
Do the Lord's work up there. You deal with these motherfuckers.
Dylan's like, now, I just want to paint the visual for everyone. Okay, we got Dylan on one side, who's Hulk, big guy.
Yes, yes.
I suspect he's short, but he's big and wide. Okay,
Yeah,
like
he might be
muscular.
short.
And then we have Lauren on the other side, who's an average size.
Mhm.
She's probably like 5'4",
She's
5'5".
she's in great shape. She's obviously the two of them work out a lot. Like their
Yes. Well,
physique is very
we
well
talk about that later. They
chiseled.
train. They train athletes.
Of course they do.
We got Mia in the middle of them, who's like 5 foot tall.
Mhm.
So there's a real mom, dad, and kid vibe here. And Dylan's like, "How do you feel about us being married?" And Mia's like, "Oh, I get sparkles in my belly." And he's like, "Oh, how cute. You called it sparkles." Oh, and they like he rubs one out. Like, it's wild.
He can barely control himself with this. I did say to Todd, though, next time I have butterflies, I'm going to say they're sparkles because that's
Oh
cute.
my God, it's wild.
It is.
So
Sparkles. She's got sparkles in her belly.
then we get him in his gym bro gear in an ITM, all black. He's got a black bandana. He's got his
Oh, yeah.
nails painted black. He's got black bracelets on. And he's like, "I'm so excited. Oh, the things I'm gonna do to Mia." So now Barbie and Ken, we find out, have not even kissed Denise.
No.
And they decide they want to
Denise
know.
has gotten a real, oh, she's got the real short end of the stick
No,
here.
here's the fucked up thing. Everybody, I don't know if they talk about this in this episode or next episode,
Okay.
but everybody loves Barbie and Ken and wishes that they were in that throuple.
No, you don't.
I'm like, "What?
No.
You gotta rub the back acne the entire time."
I don't want to be banging somebody and like, I don't want it.
Oh.
I don't want it.
So they decide they want to get to know Darian better, but they want to check in with Sean and Brittany first because they know that Sean and Brittany were into Darian. So
Mhm.
Barbie's like, "Let me do it. Let me put on my big girl pants and do this." So she goes over and she
Because in
says
brokers like world peace, she's
she,
brokering a threesome.
she says to Sean, "We're feeling Darian, but we don't want to step on your toes here. Are you?" And he's like, "No, no, no, it's fine. It's fine. Hey, if something's going on, go ahead." And he's talking pretty loud, and Brittany's standing right next to him.
Right?
And so Barbie's like, "Okay, all right, sounds good."
Great.
So Barbie comes back over to Ken. She's like, "It's a deal. We're good." And Sean hugged Barbie and is like, "I appreciate you asking. That's really cool of you. Thank you." Like,
They're talking about
they're
these people
talking
like they're
about these
fucking toys.
thank you. They're talking about these people like they're objects. Like, "No,
They
I don't want
are.
that toy. You can have it. You can take
Right.
it." Yeah.
These people are so objectified. It's so if I
So
were if I thought to like Matt Marr says all the time, you can't think too hard about this shit. If you think too hard about it, it's sad. I can't think too hard about it because this is fucking crazy
Amanda,
and I'm
there's nothing
loving it.
here. There's nothing here that makes me sad. This gives me all the joy in my lady parts. It's like I was power washing my lady bits.
I'm just sad for the people who are being totally objectified.
Oh,
I
me
just feel
too,
bad
but
for
they'll be
them.
fine.
They'll
They'll
be
be
fine.
fine. They have power outside of this stupid
You know
place.
what? All of these people are trying to launch their, like, influencer
Yes,
careers. They
exactly.
fine.
Yep.
This is
So
influencer R us situation
Ken
here.
Ken goes over to Darian and he's like, "I'd like to give this valuable lady some beads." Number 1, first of all,
First of all.
don't come up here with your tiny little porn stash and be calling me a lady. Fuck right off.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Because you think you're being, like, hipstery and cool.
It's not, dude. Go back to Williamsburg. So suddenly Brittany flies over there and is like, "We're gonna have 2 beats on Darian then." Blah, blah, blah. And she starts ripping into Sean and she's like, "Why didn't you ask me about this?" And Sean's like, "Why didn't you say something then? I
Right.
didn't hear you." Blah blah blah. Like they get into it. They get into it. They're fighting over
They
this toy.
they hate each other.
They hate each
They
other.
hate each other. They
And
hate
I'm
each
here
other so
for
much.
it. So Brittany tells the camera, Barbie was trying to be respectful, but I want to make my own decisions. And Sean's a dickbag, basically.
Your
So
problem
now,
is with Sean, not with Barbie.
right. So now they go talk to Peach. And Peach tells Sean and Brittany that she would be submissive to them because she's getting some real, help me, not oppressor. What is the difference with submissive?
Dominant vibe.
Thank you.
Dominant.
Dominant vibe off of Brittany. Brittany will cut a bitch. She
Brittany
will
will
put you
destroy
through a
anybody in
window.
her way.
Yes, yes. So, I kinda like her
Would
energy, I really do.
it would be great if, like, out of someone's bikini, they pull a shiv and they're like, "Get away from my man."
So, Barbie and Ken are talking to Darian, and Ken, again, has the Sean Lennon glasses on. "Get them off your face, dickbag." And they're from LA too.
Of course they
Okay.
are.
So, Ken is like, "So what are you looking for?" And Darian's like, "I want the divine feminine." Uh,
Oh god.
Barbie is like, "I wish we could be a foursome." Now Sean and Brittany say that they like Peach because she dresses like them. She likes to dress, you know?
Right.
And they like to show off skin. And Denise, now we see this little side with Denise and Ashmel hitting it off,
Right,
which is
which I think is
interesting.
gonna send ramen over the edge.
Yes. And so then the gong comes and the singles need to leave. And again, the resort belongs to the throuples that are currently throupled up.
Mhm.
We see this is the parting shot. We see Jonathan curled up on the side of the bed, clinging to clinging to that corner, like
Like,
and
"Can I go home now, please?"
and we see Becca nowhere to be found. Dun
Nope.
dun
Duh.
dun. That's it.
Becca, run. Run from these motherfuckers. You
That's
can
it.
do so much better than this bullshit.
Amanda, I love this show so much.
I love
Can't
this too.
stop, won't stop.
Here's the question. Okay, so you've watched episode 3, so don't give anything away yet
Okay, I
because I
won't.
will watch it this evening.
All right.
Do you think that Ramen is gonna be more upset if, um I always wanna say Ishmael, and that's not correct.
Right. It's Ashmal.
Ashmal is more into a woman or a dude? Which do you think is gonna upset him more? I think he's gonna be more upset if he gets really into a woman.
Me too, because I think he's threatened by his
I think he's threatened by his
bisexuality.
bisexuality. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I mean, I could see I understand that. I don't think it's right, but I
No,
understand
I don't
it.
think it's healthy or right, but I
Right.
understand how you could get there.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
if Timmy was bisexual, I'd be like, well, he could leave like, if I was a jealous person, I'd be like, well,
Sure.
he could leave me for anyone then. It could be
Right.
man or woman.
Right, exactly.
But yeah,
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah. I
It's
had a friend in college who lived across the hall from me who was an out bisexual man in
mhm.
1994. Like, not
Wow.
yeah, not real common. He was a delight. I think at that point he was definitely a Disney adult, so I have a feeling he's like a very gay Disney adult now.
Maybe.
I haven't I have no idea whatever happened to him, but I just have this feeling that this is where John wound up.
Yeah.
Anywho, he was like, "I'm
Hold
bisexual.
on,
I
Amanda,
like
1 second.
people."
I'll be done in 10 minutes. Just give me 10 minutes. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No problem. He's like, "I'm bisexual. I like people." That was his whole
Okay.
thing.
All right.
Like,
Well,
okay.
I get with that, but isn't that
I,
wouldn't that be more pansexual today? Like I
so
just like
not
people. So that could mean pansexual or that could mean trans, it could mean non-binary, it could mean anything, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So
All right.
pansexuality and bisexuality are not the same thing, though they get
Right.
conflated a lot.
Mhm.
pansexuality is what you just described. It's like, it doesn't matter what equipment you have, what
You just
gender
like
you present
humans.
as.
You like
I
the
just like
person.
people, and if
Yeah.
I like a person, I like a person, and
Mhm.
whatever their body comes with or doesn't come with is fine. I'm
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
Bisexuality tends to be like, I like men and women.
Right. Yes.
So, but I feel like we're like drifting more into pansexuality. Like I remember on dating apps, like every other person was pan.
But that's what I like about this show. Like,
I
I
do too.
like that everybody's just I feel like it's very representative of it's so inclusive, first of
It
all.
is. It is.
But I like that it's very representative of what is happening now. And it's good
Mhm.
for people like me who's in my little monogamy bubble and doesn't have
Right.
a
Up in
lot of
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
right, I don't have a lot of exposure to this kind of stuff. It's
Mhm.
good for me to see this because again, by experiencing a culture and getting to know a culture and educating yourself about a culture, that's how we build empathy
Mhm.
and that's how the world works.
And
So
that's how
like
we all get along. Like, here's the
this is
thing.
good for people.
I am sure there's a lot of people out there clutching their pearls right now who
Sure.
would watch this. A lot of people
Sure.
would clutch their pearls.
Yes.
None of these people are doing anything wrong.
No, they're just
They're
banging
just
around a
living their
resort.
life.
Mhm.
They're living their life and having fun. And
There are aspects of it that are icky,
there
but,
are they are
and we're
doing
calling them out.
here's the thing. They're not doing anything wrong by showing up for this experiment. Some of their behavior is terrible. That's the problem, not the fact that they're trying this.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
yeah.
All right, guys. So today is Sunday again. If you haven't already and you want to hear Amanda and I talk about Sister Wives, which is just as ridiculous,
Yeah, and drop today as well because
drop
this is
today
gonna
as
drop
well.
Sunday.
We're
Yeah.
doing the rewatch. We're on season 1. I think episode 4 dropped today, which is Christine having my savior, truly Grace
Truly
Brown.
Grace Brown, yeah.
Mhm.
And Cody just, on his phone the whole time talking to Robin. It'll be great.
Yes. Yes. So if you want to hear that, jump onto our paid tiers. We're on Supercast, Patreon, Apple subscriptions. You can find the link in the show notes. And stay tuned. Wednesday we'll have episode 3, and then then we'll be caught up and it'll be a weekend delight for everybody.
Oh my god, I love this so much. These
Love
people are ridiculous. I can't wait. Does episode 3 get even messier?
it. Mhm.
Okay, cool. Can't wait.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like equally as messy, I
Okay,
guess.
cool. That's fine.
But
We'll
there's
watch
like
it tonight.
a dun 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 at the end, which is pretty good.
What day does the show drop?
Okay, so the show drops on Thursdays,
Okay.
right? Cuz it drops February 15th, which is I think that's
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't
So
know what day it dropped because
mhm.
I don't pay attention to those things. So yeah, so we can record that one afterward. Okay. You and I, we don't need
Yeah.
to do our business and our
We don't
calendaring
need to have
on
a
this
business
call.
lady meeting on air.
No,
Okay.
we
All
don't.
right. And guys, thank you. Leave a review. Jump into
Yeah,
Backdoor Friends. We are literally almost at 1,000 people. I
I
think
know.
we're at 975, something like that.
979 at least. I
Let me
looked last
see.
night.
Hold on.
It's
9
probably more now because you
980.
let a
980.
980. Yeah, you let a
Mm.
couple people in yesterday.
Oh my
Yeah,
god. I'm gonna do some kind of giveaway when we hit 1,000,
cool.
which will
We're
be
gonna
fun.
hit it this week.
We're gonna hit it this week. And so far, again, knock on wood, no
Everyone's great.
post approvals.
Nope, y'all are doing great.
Yep, you're
Keep up
doing
the good
great.
work, backdoor friends.
Mhm.
Don't make us have to be meanie heads.
Nope,
We don't
you're
wanna be
being
meanie heads.
respectful, you're being supportive, you're being hilarious. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. All right, guys, thanks so much for listening. Amanda, thank you for talking, and we'll see
My
you soon.
pleasure. Take care, everyone.